Hi, this is Norman. I want to just tell you a little bit about the process of making Circus Clowns, which is a large painting now on view at Panther and Hall Gallery in London. It's 48 by 40 inches, so it's a biggish work. But often when I go on site, these are just some of the little studies that I've made at Piccadilly Circus, which is one of my favourite places to paint. Kind of crazy because everything's moving. The light's moving, the people are moving, the traffic is moving, everything's going on. But these little studies are a real joy to make, sometimes from the spot, sometimes from memory later. I like to work in all sorts of different processes. And then there's some bigger studio pieces that are made looking at these little ones. It just seems to be a great symbolic place, Piccadilly Circus, with the Eros statue and the sense of romance that it provides. So this latest painting called Circus Clowns was started, the beginning of the process was this little tiny oil sketch, 12 by 8 inches, looking from a point of view I'd not really painted before. It was really nice that the guys at Five Guys, which I've loved from my days in America, saw me in my painting gear and gave me some free fries, which is very nice. So I did this little still life in honor of their kindness. But back to the painting. So this is the finished little study, 12 by 8 inches. And this sparked off a 48 by 40 inches studio painting, which is blocked in pretty much looking at the little study and blocking in with really broad brushes on a pre-primed canvas that has dried oil paint already on it. So it's already got some texture to get us started. But then I want to really work the surface. These are some of the ways that I might energize the surface of a canvas. So using a squeegee to pull paint so that the edges get broken and softened, and then flinging solvent, white spirit, at it and letting the drips activate the surface. Rather fun, this stuff. This could stay in the painting or it could not, and it's good that some of it does. And this is a technique called tonking. I'm sure you've heard of it. So taking the paper and pressing it on and then replacing the same piece of paper onto the canvas and pulling it off, and it provides textures, a kind of mottled texture, combined with drips, combined with thicker pieces of paint, and really an unpredictable surface. I really want the surface of a painting like this to be interesting, whether you put your nose right up to it, and I want it from a distance to look like a great image, but from close to, I want you to be fascinated by how on earth has this paint been applied and manipulated. I want it to be a real experience in the surface of the paint. So that's my reasoning for playing with the paint in as many different ways as possible to keep the surface interesting. Looking back through the process of the painting's creation, this is the early stage where I've just softened it using tonking and splashing the paint and stuff like that, and dragging the paint. So the whole image gets softened, which isn't a bad thing. So it's like a ghost image that then needs to be redefined as you work back into it. So I use charcoal to redraw the elements that were lost, the edges of forms, and I can try out positioning of things, positioning of figures with the charcoal and rub it off quite easily. This is worked on over dried paint. And as the painting progresses, I often get stuck. So this painting was started in 2020. It's now 2024. It was finished just earlier this year. So you can see that it can take a while for these studio paintings to come to their full fruition. And they often need to be fed, as a living thing does. So I feed them with little on-site drawings. Whenever I'm in London, I'll come down and do drawings, or little colour studies like this one. This is slightly larger, 16 by 12 image, and this is more at dusk. So you get different coloured lights. Things are always different. Every time you come to London, something's different. At least the light will be, but usually some building has changed as well. So it's a very organic thing. I also make little videos to keep a sense of the life of the place, that it's not just a stilted image. I'll take still photographs and feed the painting with these studies. I also find it really helpful to be in the studio actually away from the subject and being free to take liberties with all sorts of things, like the colours and even the shapes. So the Five Guys sign, as you can see, it's quite squashed in terms of the perspective, and there's quite a lot of different windows. Well, in my painting, I just decided to drastically simplify it, to broaden the lettering, to get rid of most of the windows. Things like that, people very rarely notice or care. I've changed the perspective of things quite a lot. But one of my main obsessions is including colour everywhere in the picture. So fields of artificial light and natural light. So as we look throughout the picture, I've used every opportunity to include sensations of light and colour. So there it is, Circus Clowns. The painting's on view from the 10th of April to the 26th of April 2024 at Pantron Hall Gallery, right in the heart of London, with the Northern Boys exhibition. Be delighted if you can go and see it. You can see it at pantronhall.com. And most of these smaller paintings and studies you can see on my website, normanlongartist.com. Bye for now.